Welcome to Total Reddit with another new story of r/ask Reddit. This video subject is, cheating ex slept with his coworker, and 6 months later I'm still at a loss for words. So today's video is going to be very informative for professionals, so keep watching the video till the end. Before jumping to the main part of the video, please hit the subscribe button to know when the next video goes live. I had to make a new Reddit because my ex's new GF has stalked my social media accounts in the past. This is taking a lot of courage for me to post my story. I'm also going to try to type this all out, with tearing up or getting upset or angry. I'm not looking for advice, because it's hopeless. I have to get over my ex on my own without help. I don't know where to begin. We were dating 3.5 years. Back in January he came home one day and told me that a mutual of ours has applied to his job, and I was excited, because I knew her from a past job. He worked at a bagel shop with my mom, and I knew she would be good with keeping up with speed since we used to work at Panera together. Anyways, I hyped her and was really excited for her to help out my mom, my ex, and their other coworkers. I thought she was a genuine friend and didn't think twice. A few weeks of them working together, she added him on Facebook. I thought nothing of it, and he told me right off the bat that she added him, and we both just didn't bring it up again. A few nights go by and we are both watching TV. He mentions that she messaged him, "Hey," on Messenger. We both giggled and wondered what she wanted. Keep in mind, he was updating me on everything. So he messaged her back a hello. A few hours pass and boom. She sends an entire paragraph going into depth about how much she liked him and has always liked them, even when me and her worked at Panera a couple years before. Let's just say, I didn't take it lightly. I guess this is my own fault. I was always jealous, and I got really overwhelmed, and messaged her myself on my own account. I said it was fucked up to try to talk to my boyfriend knowing our history, and how long we've been together. She apologized and said she was drinking, and didn't think about it, and I said it was okay. My ex-boyfriend at the time said he didn't respond. I asked him the next day to remove her from his FB, and we can call it at that. We both went to work, and I work later than him. He would get off at 3 and I would get off at 5. My job is really laid back, so I play on my phone all the time. I noticed that both her and him were both logged on FB at the same time when 3 o'clock came around. I refreshed his profile 15 minutes later, and she was deleted. I thought it was over and that was the end. Boy, was I wrong. So everything was back to normal for a bit. But one night my anxiety or depression got the best of me. We were drinking pretty heavily that night like usual, and having fun with playing video games. We went out for a smoke break, and I told him I was really anxious about this girl. I told him how all I can see in my head is him going over to her place when they get off and sleeping with her. He broke down and started crying, telling me he would never even think about screwing me over that hard. I worked my ass off since I was 16. Full-time job, full-time student in college, public health major, and have had my own car for years. Meanwhile, this girl has 2 DUIs and barely makes it by. My ex was always the one to bring up marriage first, and everything, so when he got upset, he really got upset. He told me if we ever broke up he would be so sad, and would do anything in the world to try to fix whatever happened. I genuinely believed him and was so relieved to calm down finally. Valentine's Day was coming up and he made reservations at our favorite restaurant and bought me a huge teddy. V-Day comes around and I felt like everything was going wrong. Our waitress really didn't seem to want to be there, vibes were just so off. We came home and cuddled and watched a movie. We haven't had sex at that point in a little while, so I was expecting a little something, but nothing happened. I didn't mind it, you know. When you've been with someone for so long, it really doesn't matter at that point. Once again, another couple days goes by, and at this point my ex is just not himself at all. He stayed up really late and skipped class, and I told him it was unacceptable to skip class. He already did it twice and it was only the first month and half of school. He told me he wanted to talk, and said I was really overwhelming to be with. He said he hasn't been feeling us for months, even though this asshole just cried over us breaking up a few days before, and was just acting like a whole new person. I got really sad and called a friend and we drove to the beach, so I can get some space after the talk. We didn't break up, but I wanted to get away ASAP. I came home an hour or so later ready to figure out our problems. He grabbed his keys and said he was going to the bar. I wanted to go with him in hopes that few drinks would help us communicate. He told me not to go and that he wanted to go alone. So I stayed home and cried until 2 a.m. He stumbled in the door drunk as hell. He drove by the way, and slept on the couch. The next morning I asked him WTH was up and if he wanted to be single, he needed to just tell me instead of ignoring me. He said he did want to be single and I called it quits right then and there. I called my best friend and asked her to come help me pack. We lived in a 2-bedroom townhouse with 2 dogs. I asked him to leave while she was over so I can talk to her. He leaves, and that was that. She came over and helped a bit and listened to me rant. Then I get a text from him. He texts me at least 5 times saying he can't lose me, and that he doesn't understand what's going on with his mind. His family has a history of bipolar or schizophrenia. I tell him to come back ASAP and we will make it okay again. He was the love of my life. I would have done everything for him. So my friend left, and he drove home and immediately scooped me in his arms and cried. He kissed me and said how sorry he was and how badly he wanted things to go back to normal. I didn't know what he meant by that. He asks me to lay in his arms on the couch, and we start watching a show. 30 minutes pass, and he stands up and goes to the bathroom. He was in there for a while, but I didn't think about it. But then, I get a text. The coworker tells me everything. He slept with her 3 times during those 2 weeks since everything started. When he went to the bar, he actually just got drunk with her and slept with her and drove home. I was shocked. I ran and started slamming on the bathroom door screaming that he is a cheater. He comes out looking so sad, and said he never meant it to get that far. He said he would have his phone shut off, or he would give me his phone every day when I left for work, and I actually considered it for a moment. But then I looked out into the backyard, and I swear God had sent me a sign and said no, you need to end it. So I told him to leave, and I would be moved out in 2 weeks. He instantly ran back to her and once again lied about it. He texted me out the blue that he is staying with a friend until I moved out to give me space. But no, I found out really fast that he was staying with her. I moved out and he moved the girl into our house. She posted her apartment online for a sublease. Another month passes and it's on FB that they are now in a relationship. It's been 6 months now since the breakup. I think about it a lot, but I'm doing a lot better. I go to therapy, make all A's, did summer school so I can finish faster, bought myself a new car in cash. I'm moving on my own. I've tried to date again, but I really just can't fall for anyone else without thinking of my ex the whole time. I'm healing on my own no matter how long it takes. I just hope one day I can wake up and not think of him, and I can finally get my peace back. Thank you for reading all of that if you've made it this far. Thanks for watching. Write your opinion about this video and subject. And don't forget to subscribe for the next videos.